From Lynnwood in Pretoria East, and she put the capital city and the country on the map with a stellar performance at the 2015 Comrades, a grueling 90-kilometer ultra marathon. Anyone who watched the race will remember the brief moments of panic when Caroline would walk during the race for a few seconds before breaking out into a run once more. We are joined in the studio by the 2015 Comrades Marathon female winner, Caroline Wostmann. Good morning and welcome to AM News.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
The panic moments we're talking about, I was one of those. I was sitting there and I would see you walk and with a smile in your face. But that kind of encouraged me that, look, if you still have a smile in your face, you still have it and you can go all the way. What was happening at that point where you'd just be walking and...
Yeah, I'd actually planned it as part of my strategy. I thought that there's a lot of hills on the up run and it's very, very energy draining. So I thought instead of wasting all my energy by trying to fight up the uphills, I'll just take a little walk and save my energy and then go a bit faster on the downs and the flats.
I was also, as I was preparing for this interview, I read up where you were saying you ran 3,000 kilometers before you actually start running Comrades Marathon. Just share with us the training regime, and is also advisable for one to be running those amount of kilometers just before such a long marathon.
Yeah, so from January up until Comrades, I ran just over 3,000 kilometers in my training, but I've had a build up over the last 7 years to get to that. So last year, before Comrades, I only ran 2,300. So I think it's been a slow progression, and anybody who is looking at running Comrades just as a novice to try and complete the race definitely doesn't have to do that kind of mileage. And I wouldn't advise somebody to try and do that much immediately either without building up into it.
Now, you just, this year at the Comrades, most people just saw you for the first time. If you could just take us a couple of years back, when did the love of running started with you?
So about a year after I had my first child, Gabriella, I was still about 10 kilograms over my pre-pregnancy weight, and I decided that I needed to do something, and I thought I'd try running to try and lose the weight. And initially I didn't enjoy it at all. I was so unfit. I thought it was horrible. I couldn't even run around my block without having to walk. But before I managed to lose all the weight, I started to get fit. And that's the amazing thing with running, is that once you start to get fit, it actually just becomes the most incredible start to your day. So that's when I started to love it, started enjoying it. I joined a running club. I started going to a couple of races and did my first Comrades in 2009. And from there, I've just tried to keep challenging myself and improve a little bit every year. And, well, I feel like I've reached the ultimate now with winning Comrades.
Good things are happening. Now, you spoke about you started running after your first child, Gabriella. You are a family lady. You are a career academic, actually, a lecturer at Wits, and you also a runner. How do you strike a balance?
Sometimes it's quite difficult, and I try to have a very strict routine in my day. And there are those days where something pops up that wasn't expected and it almost feels like everything's going to fall to pieces. But I'm also very fortunate that my husband's very supportive. He helps me a lot with the kids, and I have so many people in my life who support me. So I wouldn't be able to do everything I do if I didn't have such a great support system.
Now let's talk about your academic life now, a lecturer at Wits. Do you even get to engage with your students about your such activities? I mean, we're looking at those visuals coming in there. That's you running in there, winning the Comrades Marathon. Are you able to even engage with this student? And are they aware that actually their lecturer is someone who was actually liable to winning Comrades?
They are aware now. I think for a long time they didn't realize how important running was to me. But I did try to, before exams, show them like motivational video clips and things, and most of those motivational ones that I like have something to do with running and completing a task to get them motivated to study. And I also did try and encourage them always to be healthy and active, because I do believe healthy body equals a healthy mind. So now they all know exactly about my running as well. But yeah.
But now let's talk about your colleagues at Wits. When you won this marathon, any messages of congratulations coming from them?
Yes, plenty. So many emails and text messages from Wits, and the support has just been incredible.
Let's go back to running again. Here you are, not completed yet, as you are building up to finishing this marathon. What's going through your mind?
So during the race, there were many things that went through my mind. Originally, I was just thinking about how blessed I am to be there, to be injury-free, and to have had such an incredible build-up to the race. Everything had sort of gone according to plan. and I was just thanking God for the opportunity to be in the race and to be enjoying it. Then as I got further in, the legs started getting tired. And then I thought about a lot of things, especially one of my teammates, her name's Rihanna van der Kerk, and she was diagnosed with cancer a week before, and she wasn't able to join us that day. And I was just thinking about how grateful I am for my health and just praying for her that she makes a full recovery from this. And then the last couple of Ks, I was really just thinking, hang on, just keep going, because I was really quite exhausted at that point.
Now, of course, at that time, in the back of your mind, you're probably thinking the Russian twins are behind me. I mean, I was sitting there watching this thing, and I would see you walk, and they would show the Russian twins, and I'm thinking, this can't be happening to us. Was at some point, did you have that at the back of your mind that, you know what, I'm not letting this go?
Yes, for the entire race really, I wasn't sure where my competition was behind me, because the advantage of being behind is that people are telling you exactly how far the leaders are ahead. When you're in the lead, the people behind haven't passed yet, so they actually don't know where they are. So I kept thinking the entire time that they could be coming up any moment, but then again, I was still trying to follow my strategy with conserve my energy, because I thought if they do challenge me, I need to have enough energy to keep fighting towards the end. And
fighting you did.
Yes.
Now, who was your competition? Who, when you going into this marathon, that you had in mind that, you know what, I need to be on the lookout for so-and-so in this marathon?
Definitely, of course, the Russian twins, with how well they've done in many, many years. I knew that they would be strong after missing 2 Oceans. And then, of course, Ellie Greenwood after her win last year. And then my teammate and friend, Rae Wostmann, also had a fantastic build-up, as we saw, taking second place. So, yeah, so I knew they would all be very strong.
There she is running in the second position there. How does she feel about this? Is she on some next year when we go back there? I'll be there with you, or she's taking it in as a friend?
You know what, we are very good friends, both on and off the road. So I think we're just so happy for each other and each other's achievements. Of course, we're going to keep being competitive. Of course, we're both going to try and go for the win. But I think that's part of the fun of the sport. So.
Fairly young, age 32, you still have a bright future ahead. Are you going back to defend your title next year?
Most definitely. God willing, if all goes well, I'll be back next year.
No, I think at this rate, we can only hope for the best. Any message to those who will be hoping to run their first marathons, myself included, next year? What would you advise to them?
Well, I advise anybody to try and run the Comrades Marathon. It's such an amazing race, and after you've completed the Comrades, you know that you can do anything in life, because that's what it teaches you along the route. So just if you are planning on doing the Comrades, maybe try and get a good training program to follow. Don't do too much, because you might land up with an injury, but at the same time, don't do too little. Make sure that you're adequately prepared for the race.
Champ, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. That was the winner of the 2015 Comrades Marathon female category, Caroline Wostmann. That's your sports at this hour.